I haven't seen you since the plague.
Yahoo!
But F9 is like priority. Because I had, in the before times, when that movie was supposed to come out in like May 2020, I had like booked my seat 3 months in advance.
You're telling me you're excited for Fast 9 because people are going to lose their shits in movie theaters, and you're not excited for Black Widow in theaters?
One of these movies is about family and fast cars.
And the other one's about family and spies, dude.
Okay, hear me out. Why I'm not interested in Black Widow. I mean, it's whatever. It's the cast is good. I like Rachel Weisz. I like Florence Pugh. I hear that guy is good on Stranger Things, but I've basically seen none of that.
I'm actually really excited to see him in it.
He seems cool. It's direct. No offense, it's directed by nobody. So like, part of the movies.
I mean, so was Nomadland.
No, I mean Chloe Zhao was an independent director.
So a
but like,
so a nobody.
But an IMHO, a scrappy, independent, zero budget movie directed by a nobody is more interesting than when you get a nobody to direct your movie so you can boss them around.
Yeah,
and
but
I mean
those Marvel movies are all done in that pre-screened thing anyway, so it's like.
The ones of this franchise that I like are the ones where I'm like, this is a fucking Taika movie or a James Gunn movie, and that energy is like radiating upon me. Also, I'm sorry, everyone. This character has been in these movies for 10 years and has left less than zero impression on me. So I'm not psyched for her solo movie. I'll probably go
I'm
see
just
it.
saying, like, if that's you're holding that to a high standard, but you're excited to go see a movie from a franchise that you've literally never cared about.
But I'm caring about it right now. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
I'm in the middle of caring about it.
Okay.
Because this is like, I mean, like, forgive me, these movies are wild and exciting and
they're
bizarre
absurd from what I've heard.
Incredible in like, in a way that every Marvel movie isn't. Not that there aren't ones, but like they're not. I mean, most Marvel movies, I'm like, oh, this is a nice like lukewarm glass of water. Like, it's better than hot water, but I still got to drink some water, rehydrate a little bit.
I am deeply, deeply excited, offended, but also excited for you to realize that the Fast and Furious movies are nothing more exciting than whatever you just described, Marvel. A glass of what water?
Lukewarm water.
Yeah, the Fast and Furious movies are like a giant glass of lukewarm water that doesn't fucking end, and there's no bathroom.
I forgot that Marvel movies don't
because
end.
the bathroom.
But Marvel at least has new things to bring in and other characters.
You know what? We can't talk about.
They're bringing in new.
Oh, sorry. No, hold on. You're right, Caleb. We can't talk about this. Kevin's gonna cut 20 minutes of our podcast.
Listen,
he's gonna cut 20 minutes because he has an axe to grind against Marvel. We should start calling you Kevin Scorsese.
He'd like that though.
It's not cinema. It's not cinema. It's just just a theme park.
It's content.
They've made it content. They decided that that's what but it's fine. I mean, like, okay, I'm gonna
challenge you real quick to say a nice thing about a Marvel movie that wasn't directed by Taika Waititi.
I cry at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It's
okay, or James Gunn.
Okay, I think that the fucking through line story, the twin narrative of T'Challa and Killmonger is really effective, and that's a good movie. Y'all act like I come in here and
there are 23 movies. There are 23 movies in that universe, and you've only got 3 you can say something kind of nice about.
No, you asked me to then say say one nice thing, and then you're using me only saying one as evidence. Not liking Glee isn't bullying, and implying that is reverse bullying.
Okay.
You all also act like I don't watch all these shows. I don't. It's from Community.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's from Community. That's why I used it. It's the biggest media franchise in the world, and if I have some criticisms or say it's occasionally dull, that really just has to be okay.
I know.
with
I
Food.
think Caleb and I are just a little
not
tired of the fact
occasional.
that for some reason
It's not.
you love all these franchises that are equally as lukewarm. I think it's no, look. Here's Caleb. Kevin, we know that you like these movies.
Yeah, exactly. Like y'all act like I'm like you're idiots for liking these things that I also generally like. It's just to me. Okay, so I am a movie lover first before I am a superhero movie.
Yeah, and we're nerds, Kevin.
I know.
Indulge
So am
us.
I get comics in the mail. It's just like if I was a foodie. Okay, if I was super into like cuisine, I love to eat, but I'm not like super into cuisine. And if the only food anybody ever wanted to talk about was Taco Bell, that would also annoy me.
Marvel is Taco Bell?
Yeah, I fucking
love Taco Bell.
Okay, exactly. I also like Taco Bell.
Yo,
You
Marvel is
can't
not talking about
be-
Marvel is very clearly McDonald's because Disney and McDonald's have.
Get the fuck out of
No,
here. Get
it's
the fuck
better
outta here.
than
DC is
it's better than
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
DC is McDonald's.
It's better
DC's
than
McDonald's is the best take I've heard in probably a month and a half, Caleb. Well
Okay.
done.
DC is McDonald's, and fucking.
Does that
Marvel
make
is-
Jurassic Park Wendy's?
Marvel is Red
No,
Robin.
Wendy's
like
is
it's kind of good, but it's endless fucking. French
Marvel
fries.
is Taco Bell, and I have.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
because
Baja
I'm
Blast.
Taco Bell's the best. Taco Bell's the best.
Exactly.
Fast food, so like,
Taco Bell is like some
So
of the.
of the fast food, Marvel's the best.
Hold on.
Kevin's getting
Hold on. Let me just say
Fucking finish
what I want to say. It is.
He's about
okay.
to Jeff Winger.
Taco
us.
Bell sometimes really hits the spot, right? We can all agree sometimes you're like, oh, some Taco Bell really fucking hit the spot right now. It cannot be the only food you eat. It cannot even be the predominant food you eat. It is
Kevin,
basically the same ingredients remixed in different shapes every time.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I often like eating those shapes, but it is essentially the same ingredients mixed
But
around
Kevin,
every time.
here's the flaw in the metaphor. When two people who are eating
Love
taco
each other.
Dad, no.
Yeah, it's otherwise perfect. I proposed it because I thought it was flawless.
There's two people, they're both eating Taco Bell and they're enjoying it and they're talking about Taco Bell and they're excited for the new, I don't know, extra cheesy gordita crunched with Baja Blast ice cubes in it. I don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying.
In the purpose of this metaphor, someone's talking about the return of nacho fries or whatever.
Sure, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Nacho Fries, the sequel, Electric Boogaloo. And someone goes, I don't know, man, because McDonald's, or I don't know, because Burger King. And it's like, okay, but we're literally, we're in canon right now. We're talking about Taco Bell.
Okay.
So whenever Caleb and I are like, oh, I mean, okay, this is unfair because I did bring up Marvel when you were talking about something.
That is completely correct. And also, we're not in a Taco Bell. We're in like a
I thought
takeout
this was
taco.
a podcast about Community.
Yes, exactly. We are not in a Taco Bell. We are in
But we like it, and it's adjacent.
That's okay. But if imagine every time you showed up to play pool with your friends at like a bar, they were
telling me
talking
the
about
only
how
thing you wanna
good
talk
Taco
about.
Bell was, and it was the predominant topic of conversation.
No, but I think it also feels odd because we established early on almost a sort of tradition of talking about Marvel while we were talking about this because of the involvement of the Russo brothers, because almost the entire cast has been cameoed in one of the Marvel movies or another. It almost became like it wasn't just going to a pool hall and someone being like, so Taco Bell. It was like, we got tacos and we went to a pool hall.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I understand.
And then at one point, I think it's very, here's the thing. I think Caleb and I are not burnt out of Marvel and you are, and that's all it is.
Yes, exactly. Like, it's just like, I'm not erecting a brick wall that says no Marvel ever. I'm just like, hey guys, can we eat somewhere else every now and again?
Like no, because Taco Bell
obviously,
bangs.
It's great.
It's obvious that Kev's gotten to the point where he's like, can we please just eat somewhere else? Because he's chosen.
He's like, dude, I need some
willingly
vegetables
to watch every Fast and Furious movie.
And I'm enjoying
no one
that.
does that.
Exactly.
That's not
That
the
is my
desperate
thesis
place.
statement that I am not like some fucking like snob that only likes Korean art films. I'm watching the Fast and Furious franchise at a Fast and Furious rate. I just rewatched 4 Missions Impossible. I don't hate popcorn.
Missions
cinema.
Impossible. I love the way that you pluralize that.
Yes,
statement.
thank you. Attorneys General mission. Well, it would be
No.
Missions Impossible.
It would be, but I hate it.
I know, it's terrible. That's why I subject you to it. And, like, I'm not against popcorn cinema. I'm just like, can we talk about the movies with the fast cars instead? Like, can we talk about, like, the movie where they strap Tom Cruise to the side of a plane? Because that movie whips. That's it. And, like, again, you guys usually start it. Y'all usually start it. My apologies. So that's it. That's all. And like, I don't cut every time we talk about Marvel. I don't think
We're
the two of you like
totally giving
listen
you a hard time
to the show.
We're
I know,
totally messing.
but like, hey, if we need to lose 15 minutes talking about the title of Black Panther 2, which we haven't seen, yeah, that's an easy 15 minutes to
Oh
cut.
fuck, so good.
It's
good.
such an easy 15 minutes to cut.
Here's the thing, Caleb. I know you. What? I know you've got 2 children. Getting out of the house might be a little bit more difficult, but it would bring me so much joy if the 3 of us could see Black Widow together, because that would be fun.
Yeah.
What about?
I don't live in fucking
Yeah,
New
that's
York.
a real
though.
No, I
tough,
know.
like-
That's what I'm saying.
That's a real toughie.
Kevin, let's go to St. Louis.
mean-
We might be able to figure that out.
Go to St. Louis.
I have a wedding in June.
Because I
Let's
do
see
owe
Black
you,
Widow
Caleb.
together.
I did go to St. Louis and I didn't even say hi. Like a fucking.
Yeah. It's
Could-
like a real
Could we
fuckwad.
2-prong? When does Shang-Chi come out? Like August or something?
September.
That's gonna be
Okay,
fun.
because I have a lot of days off in September because I work for a Jewish company, but I myself am not Jewish. So it's not like I have anything to do when I'm off for Yom Kippur. So we might be able to work something out here.
I was like, what's in September?
Jewish holidays, a lot of them.
Didn't know.
Come on, Caleb.
Come on. I didn't know until I started.
I'm
working.
Jewish and I never know when the fuck Yom Kippur is.
I don't pretend to be some cultural expert. It's convenient to me right now.
I'm glad you find my my cultural religious traditions to be convenient.
Yeah, I'll remind you when Rosh Hashanah is because it's on
I
my.
promise you I
cal.
won't need it, but thank you.
Promise you, not necessary. But it's okay. Listen, I don't hate y'all. I don't think they're the most popular things in the world. I'm just like,
Don't yuck my yum, Kevin.
play
Don't
a different
yuck
song.
My yum.
Play a different
Play
song.
a different song. Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Hey, let's talk about Oasis. Okay, so the way Champagne Supernova is
No,
underappreciated.
let's not. Let's really not. Y'all
You listened
have
to
been
all
putting
9
me through the
minutes.
ringer with these music takes for the past few weeks. You have been driving me insane.
If you break down all 9 minutes of Champagne Supernova and you listen to the song backwards in
So
full,
how are
and
you
then
doing,
for
Caleb? What?
The weeds in the back are 4 feet tall. Cheech and Chong would have smoked them all.
I wish y'all could see the dance Kevin is doing right now. It is primo. It's like if Jessica Rabbit and Groot from the end of Guardians 1. There it is.
ladies, sports fans, one of the greatest sound drops of all time.
Monday.
I made a short film once that was about that guy falling in love, and it was sweet piano music, and it was all voiceover of that guy.
Stupid.
My heart yearned for her. I guess this is Advanced Community Studies podcast where we apparently just talk about the Marvel movies, but where we're supposed to watch and talk about the American television comedy show Community.
Have any of y'all seen Waterworld?
Yes, several
Really?
times. Yeah.
I haven't even seen
Waterworld
it.
is an incredible
Oh, it
movie.
rules. Oh, it's so. Hold on,
Waterworld is an amazing
Jace. I was
movie.
in an introduction.
I'm sorry.
I was in the middle of it.
I was like, yeah, the people know how this
Yeah,
goes.
yeah,
Let's start.
That's fine. I am your host, TV's Kevin Lanigan, and I am not learning the new names for anything.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jace. I use they, them pronouns, and I don't have a fun quote. I would just like to point out that there is a joke made about Teen Vogue that is probably the part of this show that has aged the worst, and for not for the reasons you would think so, because Teen Vogue is doing some killer work right now, and it absolutely was not when this show aired.
Yeah, it was a different time, 2014. You know,
Teen Vogue sucked.
Yeah, Teen Vogue sucked. We had not yet met those mighty guardians of the galaxy.
What?
We hadn't.
I'm not sure.
Cinema had not.
Are you arguing that?
I'm just arguing for what
James
year
Gunn's
it was.
Guardians of the Galaxy is why Teen Vogue is good.
No, I'm just arguing for what.
I was real confused.
Caleb, I got lost with that one as well.
I'm placing us in time. I'm sorry, do we not have the year these movies were released memorized like I do?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I do.
No.
Kev, I think what you need to enjoy life again is a little bit of distance.
Yeah, 2020 was not enough. Can we do another year?
Can we have another?
We get another
gap
gap year.
Can we do it again, but this time no jobs?
Yeah, where I just get to like sit around and bang a drum all day and not watch
let's
Marvel
join
movies.
a drum circle and eat carrots.
That sounds great, actually.
That sounds phenomenal.
That sounds good.
Why are we eating carrots?
They're tasty.
They're roots. We want to be.
There are tastier things than carrots.
I wanted to say vegetables, but I thought specificity would be funny. Rutabagas.
Sometimes specificity
ramp season's almost
confuses people, like my specificity about when Guardians of the Galaxy came out.
When did that come out?
August 2014. So a mere.
Wow. What is happening?
Put it on speaker.
Oh my god.
Put it on speaker.
So loud. Answer it on speaker.
Do you want me? It's Jesse.
Yeah, put it on speaker.
Here. Hello.
Hey, are you podcasting?
Yeah, I am. You're in the podcast right now. What's up?
Hey, which podcast is this?
Hello.
It's Advanced Community Studies. Have you ever?
So famous?
Are we famous?
No, you're so famous, but I'm like, which podcast is this?
Yes, all of my podcasts. Thank you so much.
My many
Have you seen Waterworld?
Oh my god, I went to the fucking like Universal.
The show?
See, I'm familiar with the show at Universal Hollywood.
Yeah, and I know that it's a dumpster fire film, and I think I did watch Waterworld when I was staying in I was staying in California, and I think it was Shark Week, and so we were trying to watch like whatever aquatic scary things we could.
Well, we should absolutely watch Waterworld because I know you just said it's a dumpster fire of a movie, but Kevin and Caleb highly recommend it.
Well, they highly recommend it because it's like cult, right? It's like a cult following.
Is it like a Mad Max kind of like, it's kind of loved and kind of hated, depends on the lens you're going in with?
Well, Mad Max is the love.
I think it's just a movie that nobody...
Hold on.
I think it's just a movie that nobody who watches film critically went, this is a critical success.
No, definitely not a critical success of a movie.
What happened was, it was a production...
It lose, like, so much money, and that's why the...
Did it lose a lot of money?
Yes.
Yes. Kevin says yes. Hold on. It's funny because Jesse can't hear the two of you, so it's like, that's why it's... I'm going to call you back later. I love you.
Love you guys. Have a good podcast.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.
We love a cameo.
We love a cameo.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. That just increased. Kat might now be the most frequent guest on this show.
I believe so.
I'd have to add it up. We've had a few repeats though. It's either them or
because they've also been on your been a repeat repeat table topper.
Offender.
Yeah.
That too.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, real offensive.
Just in case people were concerned, though, I'm the third host, the daddy host, the hostess with the mostest kids.
Disgusting.
And right now, I wish I had a team of people that I could command, like the Locker Boys.
Yeah, feed me an M&Ms, Daddy. Feed me an M&Ms. I meant to say pay me an M&Ms. I ruined my own joke. It still worked.
There was a little bit of Freud in there, I think.
Feed me, Daddy, yes.
Yeah, exactly. See, you get it.
I hate it.
Oh, Lord, no.
So let's...
Oh, Lord, no.
Nice. Nice. Let's talk about Waterworld, shall we? So Waterworld, what happened with the story of Waterworld is that the production of this movie was heavily publicized because like tropical storms blew away the set. They built these like gigantic, ocean sets. This was like what Kevin Costner was coming off of his Oscar win to make. It was hugely public. And then like, again, they were building these huge actual sets in the ocean. Then like tropical storms were blowing them away, and it was just delaying production. It was a really hard movie to make. And it was just one of these times where like headline after headline after headline for years had prompted people for a disaster. So when the movie came out, nobody gave it a chance. It was dead before it ever actually arrived.
Right.
When you have a movie whose production is that public, there's one of two outcomes. It is either treated the way the original cut of Justice League was treated upon release, which was unfavorably, and I'm not saying that's not due. It was terrible, but it was dead before it ever came. It was like, oh no, this is a nightmare, and then it came out, and no one was ready to evaluate it.
Right.
Or you get Francis Ford Coppola's Apocalypse Now, where after this horrid production, it drops. And everyone was like, wow, like what a Titanic achievement, and Waterworld got put into the first column. But
did it deserve it like Justice League?
No, it rules. It's actually like, it's a fun, campy, it's Mad Max on water. It's
right.
And it's a fun fucking campy adventure with a man with gills who drinks his own piss and he fights.
There's a man with gills?
I think Kevin Costner has gills, if I remember Waterworld correctly.
Yeah, Kevin Costner definitely has gills.
And Dennis Hopper is fucking wild as like a crazy ocean man with an eye patch. It's a good movie. It's really fun to watch and to see. But it's more associated with how it was made rather than what it actually is. Interesting. Yes.
A little bit of cinema history.
So that, and I would call it, like, as Kat said, it does now have a cult following. Obviously not to the degree that Rocky Horror
like a Rocky
Show
Horror,
does.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Like the cult movie, right?
It's not like Cats.
It's not.
We don't
like
need to
Cats.
do it. We don't need to do it.
It's not like.
Well, we've done everything else. Why
I
not?
wish it was like Cats. I did 24 actual hours of conversation about Cats, and I'm not done.
We're not done, Kevin. We should revisit.
Let's revamp podcasts. I did the anniversary commentary. I don't know. I don't have anything planned for the next anniversary of the release of Cats because
that's okay.
Cats was in theaters. Cats was in theaters December 20th, 2019.
Jesse Cat's birthday.
And the same day as the release of Netflix's The Witcher Season 1, the same day of as The Rise of Skywalker, and it was a special time for everyone.
I remember going to the movie theaters, and it was either there were two people. So I love the trend of people dressing up in costumes to go to the movies. It's super fun.
It's fun.
It's really fun. And at the movie theater that night, everybody was in costumes. Half the people were dressed up as Jedi. And half the people were dressed up as cats. It was the craziest thing I have ever seen. And it's a bunch of New Yorkers doing this too. So it's like
I regret nothing.
Anywhere from like full cosplay to like the most half-assed headband. It is unbelievable what was witnessed that night. It's the closest thing to a Comic-Con I've ever experienced.
Same, actually, except for like the one St. Louis Comic-Con that I went to, and I did not have a good time. So Cats was way
St. Louis Comic-Con sucks.
and I was also like working for this guy who like wasn't paying me. So it was like I couldn't even really do anything.
Were you an involuntary volunteer?
I was volunteered with a lesser expectation of what was expected of me for no money than they were expecting from me for no money. Do you understand? That I was like,
Caleb, there. Are you fighting someone?
No, I'm sorry. I have the Cardinal game on, and this dude's been throwing basically a no-hitter, and there's one out in the 8th, and we just hit a home run to tie it. So it broke up his no-hitter, broke up his shutout, and the game's tied.
He's throwing a no-no.
Like, fuck this guy. Because, Anyway, sorry. Please go on.
I was like, what's happening? Either there's a bug, something got into the house, or Caleb is fighting a demon.
No, I was just fighting my own urge to scream.
Fighting what professional baseball team?
No, they're playing the Brewers.
Oh, the Brewers.
And another hit followed it. Sorry, one of our division rivals. Sorry.
For everyone getting this episode
okay.
later in the week, I hope you like this live sports update.
Go sport.
Yeah, I'm the one in here that's like sports.
Both of us are like, what's happening? Are you okay, sweetie?
I enjoy.
You seem really excited for no reason.
I enjoy the odd sport. I just don't keep up with it anymore.
I will enjoy if I were to tune in for the last 5 minutes of a baseball game. That's kind of fun.
The last 5 minutes?
I enjoy some basketball.
Can I explain to you folks why I had not an epiphany. That's a little strong, perhaps. Of a word.
Spiritual awakening.
But in the last week, I have realized one thing, and it's that because I figured out a way to watch baseball each game at home without having to get cable, every single night that the Cardinals are playing, I'm watching. And like my wife likes watching the games too. Charlie likes baseball. Eli likes baseball. It's fine. It's great. But I have realized that like there is a me that is evolving or that has evolved. That's like, oh, the game's on and I'm on the couch with my kids and I'm entering dad vintage. I'm entering that era of like, oh, hey, you're a dad and there's like a couple things that you can have like just work on a schedule. And when it happens, you feel different. It's wild. It's wild. You know how like when you're a kid, you try beer for the first time. You're like, this is gross. I'll never like it. And then as you get older, your dreams start to die and your taste buds go with it. So you start drinking beer and it's fine.
As the light leaves your eyes and the beer enters your gullet.
Like, why am I craving the taste of fermented wheat paste?
Yes. And now I've realized that like, oh, there's a baseball game and dinner and my family works. I don't need anything else. It's dope. It's dope. Anyway, we can go back to talking about.
I tuned into the last few minutes of the World
Waterworld.
Series where the Cubs broke a curse or something like that.
Sure, yeah, they won their first World Series
in a century.
Was it the Cubs?
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
No, yeah, you got it right. Good job.
Wow.
Well, the Cubs did it in 2017, and the Red Sox did it in 2004 against the Cardinals.
The Red Sox, but weren't the Red Sox winning constantly though?
No, the Red Sox hadn't won a World Series in like 98 years or something like that, and the Cubs hadn't won a World Series in like 107 or something.
But it was I don't know.
Curse
I
of the
last minute, I was like,
Gambino.
whoa, cool, a thing. I watched like the last bit. That was it. That's all I needed. Super Bowl, halftime show, maybe.
I don't care about football at all. Fuck the NFL.
I'm not going to go down this road. I personally believe that there is a manifestation of every single societal ism in this country that I dislike present in the way that football is and is presented to the American public. I won't get into it. I could literally write a thesis on it though.
Okay. Well, all right. Next week, we will get into it in lieu of our usual MCU chat. We will get into Jason's screed against the Super Bowl.
No, not the Super Bowl, just football.
Sure. Not the Super Bowl specifically, though I'm sure in conjunction with it.
Well, the Super Bowl is football, but super.
The most football.
It's like extra large football.
Well, they did make an XFL, the extreme football.
I'm already tired, okay?
Okay, so they cut what they did. Football field's 100 yards. They cut it in half. So that's crazy. And they quicker plays, quicker downs. This is, of course, a league owned by Vince McMahon, the actual demon that owns WWE. Yeah. The actual
I would call him Satan, but I find that offensive to say.
Yeah, exactly. Satan deserves better than being compared to Vince McMahon.
I'm kind of near that. I would much rather watch a marching band on a football field than I would watch a football game.
Sure.
Kev's like, remember when I started a podcast about fucking community?
Yeah.
Literally every time we do this, it's that episode from season 4 where Abed stares down the barrel and goes, I remember when this was a show about community college. That is our podcast.
Yeah,
we literally started our intros and we haven't even gotten to the episode. I went, well, so Waterworld's a thing, and then
you were at a point where you did not even let me finish like the first true sentence of the intro before you were like, "Hey, how about this other thing?"
Waterworld is related to the episode. This episode is a Waterworld spoof.
That is true. No one is denying that specific aspect.
That's what I was trying to be clever, Kevin. I'm sorry.
No, it's
Sure, Jace.
yeah. That sounds great.
Jam.
Listen, if you find me that weed hookup, all is forgiven.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's legal where we are.
I know.
Come and get me. Come and fucking get me. But all right. Do we dare talk about this episode? Does anybody have any other orders of business?
I think you know what it is. It is. I bet you at least an ounce of it is us not wanting to have to go and rank this episode because we know it's going to be disruptive because this episode fucking bangs.
This will be
this episode
as
fucks.
Titanic
This
a struggle
episode does
as
indeed
depicted
fuck.
in this episode. This episode does fuck, and Troy has thought about specific ways in which he would like to fuck. I had a dream like this, but it was sexual, which raises a lot of questions for me personally.
Oh, hey. I don't want to contribute to this. This will be quick and it won't lead to any other content. It's community focused. So I've had to do a lot of like errands and shit and like work outside of the house, but on things that I own, like the car or the yard, things like this. So I tend to leave the TV on for the dog. And I always leave it in community because I want my dog to be less of an ass.
You want your dog to have culture. Yeah.
Yeah, but my dog is just internalizing Chevy Chase.
Oh,
It
no.
sucks. Yeah, my dog barks at my buddy's living with me right now, and I'll walk in the door and he's like, hey, and then Jabril will walk in the door and he's like, intruder. It's the fucking dumbest thing in the world.
Oh no.
But anyway, so I've been watching a lot of Community, and I just watched through the episode with the high school kids, the Schmitty episode. And at the end of that episode, when it goes through and like goes through all the people and says what they're doing in the future. First of all, the girl, the high school girl, is supposed to be a teacher at Harvard this year, 2021.
Congratulations to her.
That's interesting. But the other thing, we talked about this last week about how last episode kind of ties the bow on the whole Britta's getting an iPod. I didn't realize it, and maybe like this happened last time, Kevin. I'm sorry. I don't ignore you.
We did talk about this episode.
My brain turns off. Did we talk about the? Yeah, because at the end of this episode, it says that she gets an iPod in 2014,
right? Which was the year this episode dropped. Which was
the year that
which was and I didn't, approximately 8 months before the release of Guardians of the Galaxy. Yes, exactly.
Sure. Yeah, I didn't realize that it was mentioned explicitly in this episode. Because we brought up that in this episode she has a Walkman. I didn't also think it said that in 2014 she got the iPod.
So they literally paid attention to the year.
They literally fucking nailed it. Yeah. So
it did come up, but just in case anybody missed that tidbit last week. Whoa.
Okay, this is a full circle moment. It reminds me of when Parks and Rec accidentally, or maybe not even accidentally, when Parks and Rec predicted when the Cubs would win the World Series.
Oh, did that happen?
Sure.
It happened.
Back to the show. Hell yeah. Love to see it.
Join us next week when
we talk about Parks and Rec some more. So we are, of course, here to discuss season 5, episode 5, Geothermal, Escapism, directed by Joe Russo. He came back for 2 episodes this season. Written by Tim Sicardo. In this episode is Troy's final day at Greendale. And to send him off, Abed decides to engage Greendale in a game of what they refer to as hot lava, but what civilized people call the floor is lava. And it, of course, in classic Greendale style, devolves into a pastiche of post-apocalyptic action movies. And I have one order of business to start this off. At the end of this episode, Britta wins a $50,000 comic book, which would be life-changing money for her. For her, yeah, I mean, most people, obviously, but her especially, given that she's living on Abed and Annie's couch next year. There's 2 possibilities here. Either she cashed in that comic book check and pissed it all away, which is not outside of the question. Or paid off credit card debts and student loans and things of that nature. Or she gave it back to Abed and did not actually keep the comic book.
I I'm inclined to think it's that second one. I also, for some reason, I don't know why, in my head, I feel like Britta wouldn't give it back to Abed because I don't think Abed would take it back.
Because she won.
And
he's a man of rules and structure.
And I think I would put it within my canon that Britta would hold on to it and actually give it to, maybe sell it to Troy when he gets back. Because she knows he'll have the money to buy it. And she knows
that's amazing.
And keep it in the family, and like or even like give it to Troy, and Troy's like, I can't take this, and then and she's like, really, I'm not gonna do anything with it. I don't even know I don't even know where to go to sell something like this.
Yeah,
and then Troy goes, here, have some money. I've got millions of dollars now. And it's something to kind of connect them to Abed, to connect Troy to Abed. I for some reason like the image, and it might not make any sense, but I like the image of Britta holding onto the comic book for when Troy returns. That's a nice, that feels good to think about,
I don't know if, I'm trying to think, like, who technically wins this game?
Britta. Unless there is some unseen other person, but usually in these episodes, that ain't how it goes.
Yeah.
It's Britta.
I feel like
she does not get out, and then Troy goes backwards onto the lava. And if we are to understand that they are the last two,
I have to say, when watching that scene, I understand that he did that onto several mats that we can't see. But in the context of the scene, Troy dead drops onto concrete. That's so fucked up.
He does. I like to imagine it as a trust fall, and Abed is there to catch him.
But Abed's
right
not,
after the camera cuts. Right after the camera.
No,
cuts.
I don't.
He's still out.
You know who I think deserves the comic at the end of this episode is fucking Buzz Hickey.
The flowers alone. He built that whole
the other three fuck around.
What a great line for him when he gets eliminated. He goes, "When I'm not, once you're dead, I'm gonna push you back." Or something,
which
so good,
just because of course he would maintain the integrity of the rules of the game once he's out.
Well, that is the most insane thing actually about these community genre episodes. The hardest thing to believe is that people actually play by some system of honor in games like this and wouldn't like cheat or be like, no, you didn't get me. No, I didn't touch the floor. Like in the context of these episodes, like when people are hit by a paintball, they actually like go down and they stop playing.
Well, with paintball, it's hard to deny it because you've got paint on your body. It's like you can't really be like, you didn't hit me, and then you can see it.
I've seen it.
No, I haven't.
Recently,
I'm too scared. I'm delicate.
Yeah, well, people will do it.
Every single time I go paintballing, at least twice that day, I wipe off the paint.
Yeah,
at least.
Exactly.
I'll get hit as I'm going around the corner, and I'm like, nope, and I rub it on my butt.
The hardest thing to believe is not that they would construct Shirley Island and have like a new mythology and series of gods. The hardest part to believe is that if everyone was playing this game, they would commit to the rules.
True.
That's a good question.
Where did they like? If they got it from the gym, like the PE department,
that would be my guess. Yeah.
Why wouldn't there be more than one?
Because Greendale's budget is virtually non-existent.
But the entire
it's actually not really. That's not very hard to believe.
Yeah, but I feel like those are the purpose of those for the case of PE is competition inside them, and at which point you would imply that there's more than one.
Or some sort of obstacle course game, or like some sort of bizarre
turns going through an obstacle course.
Yeah, or like a soccer takeoff where it's like for funsies, you have that person playing goalie in soccer, and everyone has to try.
You were so close. That person's the ball.
You can't. Oh, they're just like pushing.
They're just the ball. You're literally pushing a person around on the field.
Yeah, and then you like have to wipe off all the barf from inside it.
I realized I didn't catch it the first time I watched this. When Troy and Abed go down the stairs while inside the bubble, they're trading off by saying "yay" and "ow" in a really fun.
Yay! Ow! Yay! Ow!
It's like yay! Ow! Ow! Yay! Ow! Yay! And it's
and Abed's like, I'm sorry, our bus.
I'm sorry, our bus touched. Yeah, which made me question that because, I mean, it's a funny line, but I don't know. Well, Abed probably knows that Troy is, very particular about how his butt's touched and the kind of relationship
and how it is
that
interacted
requires.
With, yeah.
And Abed's probably like,
I'm sure there's been a discussion where Troy's like, I do like butt stuff, but our butts cannot touch or will jeopardize our relationship.
It will
Or
confuse
something
my
wild like
feelings,
that.
Yeah.
my brain.
That's fair.
I will make a lot of fan fiction real if you like interact with my butt in any way.
That's cool. I'll do it anyway. So good.
Sounds beautiful. Obviously, this episode whips and fucking hits and slaps. Like this is a very like a paintball style episode. I appreciate that this is the one non-paintball iteration of like a competition,
And
episode.
it's so good. I think it's also. I mean, they did the paintball. You know, they did it a whole bunch.
We did it.
We did it. They were also very clear that they were like, we can't go anywhere else with this. I can't believe we're still doing this. And they literally blew it entirely out of proportions. Last time they did it, there was an implied, nope, never mind. The spider machine was not a paintball episode.
Was not a paintball episode. It comes up at the end of the heroic origins episode, and has yet to come up one more again. It's crazy, and I think. I imagine, I don't know any behind the scenes. I imagine there is a concept draft of this episode where it is paintball, and I am glad that they attempted something similar but different.
It hits all of the high notes that a paintball episode sets up without being repetitive, while integrating new aesthetics. It's such a specific genre that they're pastiching that honestly works better for this kind of episode than if you were to try to do like a Mad Max with paintball, it would be really difficult.
Yeah, it's not the same.
There's not a lot of
like
guns in
Mad
this
Max
movie.
is not. Yeah, exactly. Mad Max is not a franchise about guns. Like he does have a gun.
Yeah, but that's not what it's
like,
about. It's about
Fury Road is not about fucking guns.
No.
It's about being the best fucking.
It's
movie
about
of all
playing an electric guitar while on a bungee cord, being pushed from car to car. Yeah, no.
It's about fucking spraying chrome spray paint in your mouth, and, like committing like fucking Viking death for
It's
your
incredible.
god.
It's
Fury
unbelievable.
Road. Oh my god, I want to watch it right now. It's
That's what I'll do.
oh my god, I love Fury Road. And I honestly like have barely seen and don't super care about the other Mad
No, me
Maxes, but I'm
neither.
all in on Fury Road.
Yeah, and I'm excited for the sequel that we're gonna get eventually.
Yeah,
Please.
and I think there's like that. There's also a prequel with Anya Taylor-Joy as Furiosa, which is
Yeah, we're getting a Furiosa, and then the
and then some
second
sort of
one is
sequel.
called like Hell something.
Hell, man. Better.
Mad Max in Hell.
Okay, would watch.
That's true.
I just listen. I don't mean to be this guy. George Miller, you're not a young man. You might want to step on the step on the gas a little bit. Just keep those gears moving, buddy. It's like Marty's filming a movie, and when Marty's filming a movie, you're like, this might be Marty's last movie.
You talking about Scorsese?
Yeah, Marty.
Marty. Oh, your own first name. Got it.
Yeah, me and Marty. Yeah, we
Marty.
two
Marty, not even
New York
Martin.
filmmakers.
Marty.
No, it's Marty.
Marty Scorsese.
You hear anybody call him Martin? They are business acquaintances. It's like how you only call Robert De Niro Robert in business context. He's Bob to his friends.
Is that true?
Anyway, yeah, it's true.
Bob?
Yeah, Bob.
Thinking of Robert De Niro as a Bob hurts.
I understand. It's very upsetting because you just know him as fucking Robert De Niro.
Robert fucking De Niro, and you think Bob is some guy in a suit on fucking Wall Street.
That's
There's an episode of Graham Norton or something like that where
yeah.
Tom Hiddleston calls him Bob,
What did they work
and I was
on?
like, "Huh?
Have they done a
people that
movie
know him.
together?
Have they?
No, Robert De Niro was just on the couch with him and
Oh, okay.
He goes,
someone
yeah,
else.
Bob over
Yeah,
here.
sometimes-
And he goes, blah, 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 blah.
sometimes Graham Norton sets up couches specifically because of co-stars, and then sometimes he just
He just sets up
arranges
couches.
a group of people.
Right.
Yeah.
Like when he has the cast of Mission Impossible Fallout come on to watch footage of Tom Cruise breaking his fucking foot. It'd be
Right.
like, check it out. He broke his foot. Go see our movie. Anyway,
Please.
please. Anyway, there's still
Please.
one great paintball episode to come, but I'm glad they waited until they felt it a little more deeply.
Wait, which
and
one?
they had like It's one of the last episodes of the show. It's espionage theme. It's when they do the Winter Soldier homage with the Dean.
The Winter Soldier homage with the Dean?
With the elevator.
The Dean takes on an elevator full of people.
But it's like all accidents. He's like screaming and like blindly firing his gun.
Wait, I don't remember. It's
incredible.
This is why I love this show so much. Because even when they're very clearly doing a reference, even if you don't get the reference, it's still so good.
Right, like you don't have to have seen Waterworld or Mad Max or weirdly Hook to get this episode.
What episode references Hook?
This one.
What?
When Chang comes out of the...
Chang is dressed
like Rufio. Yeah. Chang is looking exactly like my man Rufio in this episode.
Y'all are fucking with my head. I love Hook so much. It might be one of my favorites ever.
Watch this
That's
scene
incredible.
Specifically again. He's just Rufio.
He's just Rufio.
And
the Locker Boys have, I think, a distinct Lost Boys energy.
I don't know why my brain went to Warriors.
Warriors checks out as well, but Warriors is a Modern Warfare one. That's not a this one.
Is that not?
Study group come out to play.
Oh no, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. They just reference because Modern Warfare was like 80s action movies, everyone, and we were like, sure, yes, thank you. Actually, I would love.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you
so much.
Yeah, sounds good.
More, please.
Escape from New York. Dip, cool. Bring it my way.
Thank
you.
Dip.
Dip. Sick. But yeah, this one is littered with it. God damn, they just think of 100 fucking funny things to do. Everyone's like lava personas are great. I love when Britta transforms into like her lava self and she's got the hair pulled over. When you're in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, you might as well wear all leather. I think it's the expected attire.
I love what they did with the aesthetics for this. I mean, it just I'm thinking of like the board that oh my god, Yvette Nicole Brown plays.
Okay.
What's wrong with me? Shirley.
I don't know.
Shirley has the board for when people die that say secular and Christians.
Okay.
I don't know why I forgot Shirley's fucking name like an idiot. But just when you're going through that scene to see everybody in these really distinct costumes and these set pieces are really distinct, it's so impressive and it's so quick. They gloss over it. It's just the amount of work that the design team put into this episode is astronomical. It's
very good.
So good.
And all the like chair stunts, which like I'm watching this and I'm like, this is a filming nightmare to like get fucking rolly chairs to behave in a specific action movie type way. I'm having like horrific visions just thinking about it for a second.
It's
and
really
like
high five to the stunt team too.
Wow,
there's a lot of people running around on stilts and falling off of rolling
Community
chairs.
Whenever they do these action movie pastiches, they pull in some heavy hitters with the stunts, the stunt doubles.
Absolutely,
the stunt actors. Oh my god, they had literally the Falcon as the guy on the
Aaron Toney was post-ironic Disco Stew in Modern Warfare, and now he doubles virtually every Black Marvel character.
He is Captain America.
He's Captain America. He definitely worked on Black Panther as well. Like he's all over the place. Good for him. Honestly, good job, buddy. You did good.
Way to make friends with the Russos while you're
good.
Secure the bag.
Yes. Get your bread. Make that paper.
Get your bread. Be nice.
Make
to the
that bread.
Director.
Get that paper.
Make
that bread. You need the dough. Put in the oven.
No, I instantly understood.
I don't follow. I need you to explain it more. Making bread.
Jace just did the equivalent of
Jace, you don't make
Star
bread.
Wars,
it comes from the grocery store.
Kevin, I will disown you.
Okay. It's about time.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for it.
Move out. He's like, I'm already. I already have my own spot. You don't need.
I'm already gone.
Fine. Good. I'm glad.
We'll go then.
That also
We'll go.
Jeff and Britta have some of the weirdest and most amazing back and forth in any episode.
It's one of my favorite Jeff and Britta exchanges.
The fact that they stretched a knock joke bit into several. They cut away and cut back to it more than once.
It's incredible.
And you never lose track of what's going on. You
incredible.
always, as the audience, know where the disconnect is happening, and it's so good. It's
very good.
It's so good.
And it's perfect Jeff and Britta because they are both too petty to drop a bit that is not working.
Who wins that? Who wins?
Britta wins because she pushes Jeff off a chair.
Yeah, but as far as like who's the quippiest in that moment?
Well, Jeff isn't allowed to be. So
he keeps shutting it down. I think Jeff is the more witty of the two, who's trying to he is trying to use logic to explain how Britta is wrong, and Britta is just yelling floor.
Who's there? Floor.
That's where you're gonna be.
And then she like tries to out logic him, and she kind of does, but he's like, "You're missing the point. You're."
Yeah, it's incredibly funny.
It is such an incredible moment of character. These two people know these characters so well. The writers know these characters so well, and they pull off a scene though, because even the motivations and the way that these lines are interacting is so distinctly these characters, and that's why it doesn't feel forced that it goes on that long. It's like literally this is actually how that would go down.
Exactly.
Right.
And it just has all the same like rhythms and beats of like when they're debating like L Street and the Red Door, or when they're debating I'm Jeff Winger's dumb gay dad. Like it just has all the same like beautiful idiot energy, like fighting with each other.
Just lovely dumbasses.
My favorite dum-dums. My
sexy morons.
Absolute sexy moron. Oh, just a hot idiot.
A bimbo and a himbo, baby.
And I love it. I
wouldn't consider Jeff a himbo or Britta a bimbo.
No, himbos have to be nice.
Thor is Master Himbo.
Absolutely, 100%. MCU Thor,
Master
complete himbo.
Is Himbo Supreme.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling, Bradley Cooper. Nice guy energy.
Those guys have mean guy energy.
You think Ryan Gosling has mean guy energy?
I don't trust Ryan Gosling. I don't know if he comes across as mean, but I definitely don't trust him.
No, I don't trust Ryan Gosling one iota. I think he's a great actor.
That's true.
I really like watching the man work.
I like watching him avoid cereal.
Yeah.
Caleb, you don't remember that meme from a few years back? Or 2 years back or a year back?
Oh, yeah, him hitting it out.
The guy just holding a thing of cereal.
Really good.
One of the best.
It's really good. I like watching him yell at kids in The Nice Guys. I like watching him turn to camera and talk about how stocks work. You know, I like these things when they happen. But do I think he would be nice to me?
Wait, Bradley Cooper? Why Bradley Cooper too? It's so funny. When I think of Bradley Cooper, somehow the first thing I think of is Rocket Raccoon. Don't say anything, Kevin. I know you're gonna make it.
No, it's a great performance.
It's a great performance.
We can talk about Guardians of the Galaxy anytime you want.
Caleb's like, I can't fucking stand you.
Understood.
No, the only reason I said Bradley Cooper is because there's a really great
bit
in the Between Two Ferns movie. There's a great bit in the Between Two Ferns movie where Ryan Gosling's talking, Zach Galifianakis is talking to John Hamm and talks about The Star Is Born. It was like it was written and directed by and acted by
Bradley Cooper.
Do you think his success will pave the way for other beautiful idiots? And it's incredibly funny.
No, he is beautiful, and I guess I guess, you know.
He is beautiful. I think the secret to Bradley Cooper is that no matter what performance he's giving, there's a chance that he's playing Satan. There's just something in the back of your head when you're watching him that you're like...
He does have that kind of like charming Southern gentleman that you're not sure you can trust kind of vibe.
This guy, like when you're watching A Star Is Born, I'm like, I'm really into this performance. You know, I think this is a really well done movie. This guy might be Satan.
Yeah, could be the devil.
Wedding Crashers, doesn't matter. Like, he might be the devil.
Oh my God. Troy's a himbo.
100%. Oh, Hundo
Yeah.
P.
Troy is the himbo of the community.
Hey, girl.
Yes.
How
That you live in.
Live.
He's a fucking yeah.
Did you know that Go-Gurt is just yogurt?
Or when he walks up to Jeff, who does he walk up to? When
Does
he's
that
got
make-
that girl piggybagging on his back, and
Where's
he's
the
like, "Where are
cleanest
nice
restroom?"
bathrooms?"
Yes.
Good news,
Where's the-
guys. I
Does
spent all my
Does
money.
that make Annie the bimbo?
Goodness.
No,
No.
I don't. I mean, okay.
There has been, to be fair,
any-
there has been a contemporary reclaiming of the word bimbo.
Oh, okay, that's good. Because I'm still only used to it in like a pejorative.
Which is funny because it used to only be men. I don't know if you know the history of bimbo. It was Italian.
I didn't.
It's Italian for baby boy.
Bambino?
Bimbo. Yeah, it was like Italian slang for a baby boy. And then it became
Bambino.
like this thing. And then it was used to describe mostly men. And then at some point it became gender neutral. And then it stopped being used mostly in pop culture and in societal language. And then it came back and it skewed mostly towards women. And it became a lot more negatively connotated. And then it became, bimbo of the 80s, 90s, blah, blah, blah. And then that led to the himbos of the 80s, 90s, George of the Jungle, etc., etc., etc. And then now we've got like a bunch of TikTok youth kind of reclaiming that
Right.
you can
the bimboification of our youth, yes, of the kids of today.
Yeah, I'll take that verb. I'll take that.
It's describing something's bimboification is like internet slang. I won't take the time to explain it now. If there is a bimbo in the group, it is Britta.
I thought you were about to say out of all of us, which it's totally me.
Oh yeah, I mean like no, like it's not even a question.
I am the bimbo.
Well, it's not the married guy. No offense. You're not the bimbo daddy host.
No, I get it.
He's like, I got two
get it.
kids, baby.
It's fine. I can move on. But yeah, if there is a bimbo, it's Britta. Is being nice a prerequisite for being a bimbo in the same way that it is for being a himbo? Because Britta's not nice.
In the
And that's
contemporary sense of it, no. That's why I would say Annie's probably. the
But
true
is
bimbo.
promiscuity a prerequisite for being a bimbo? Let's break down bimbo definitions.
Let's not. I will be right back. I have to go do something.
Bye.
Bye. Oh man.
Shit. All right. So
We
what are
lost-
your problems with Jace? Let's list them while they're gone.
Yeah, let's just
Fucking
run through the list.
Shit
so they
talk
can't defend
'em.
themselves.
Yeah, it's perfect. Perfect while they're away.
Yeah, it's perfect. This is the perfect.
This is what I
way to do
imagine
this.
will happen if I'm ever not here for a recording of something. I'll just be like, this freak ass man.
this Rolodex of movie releases.
Listen, again, don't
That's
hate,
fine. I can do the same thing for games.
don't hate these
don't be-
movies. I know what year they all came out.
Right.
I just, sometimes I get a little bored. That's all.
Yeah, sometimes I just need to figure.
The last three have kind of left sort of like a bad taste in my mouth. And I'm like, so
Yeah.
I'm not psyched for the next one. But they can
Sure.
prove me wrong. Because they're
Yeah.
putting out so many. that,
Yeah, they've got-
they have
it's a
chances
shotgun,
to prove
so-
me wrong.
Yeah, by the like just probability based alone, like you'll like.
Some of them will
one.
probably be good.
Yeah,
Like
some will be okay.
there's yeah, exactly. And some of them I'll be like, oh, that was really good. And some of them I'll leave and I'll be like, oh well. Get them next time.
Can't win them all.
Can't win them all.
Yeah,
Statistically.
exactly.
Yeah, precisely. But this is Troy's last episode. I make a point as our host to our first host. We are all, of course, three hosts.
Right.
But I try to make it one of my duties to talk about when it is someone's last episode. And obviously this is Troy's last episode. And
Yeah.
there were two ways that you could do an episode like this, where you are like saying goodbye to a character, and it's not even like the last episode, right? Like I didn't even get this far in The Office, but like for Michael's last episode, it's a all Michael episode, right? It's like very Michael centric, I have to
Yeah,
imagine.
Yeah, it
It's
is. It is.
It's the Michael show starring Michael, and then they do like 3 more episodes that season, but they're like the last episode for that character was a big send off for that character, and this is obviously a send off for Troy, but like it's also just as much about Britta and Abed.
Yeah, how are they dealing with him leaving? It's it makes
think it's
so
the
much
right way to
sense.
go.
Yeah, it makes so much.
Yeah.
Well, you have a show that is literally about the concept of community.
Mm-hmm.
Go figure. It makes sense to look at when something large like this happens, its impact on the community.
Right.
It just makes sense.
Yeah, and we all love Troy, but we have to make 8 more episodes this season, and in theory, another season without Troy. So, like, we need to build a livable framework for the rest of this season and the characters as they stand in the absence of this. And it makes the episode very relatable, I think, to a lot of people, because while I've never personally, like, left a group to go make millions of dollars circumnavigating the globe, I have been a part of a group of friends that has lost someone for one reason or another, and it's happened many times.
Yeah.
You know, there's a falling out, or someone moves, or other things might happen. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
And this, like, it hits a very strong spot, because at times I've been the Abed in that situation, and at times I've been the Britta, where and it really strikes a chord with me that it might not if it was just the Troy show starring Troy and then Troy.
I also really like that rather than I think The Office also does a pretty good job with Scott's last episode, because like it's kind of a surprise. No, it's not even kind of, it's completely a surprise. Like, you know, he's leaving soon, but you don't think it's this episode. And then it is. And it's like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, back to this. Like, I like this episode a lot, because rather than doing what I've seen other shows do, which is like some big extravaganza that's a celebration of the character.
Yeah.
It's not focused on Troy hardly at all. Though it is. Obviously it is. But it's also more focused on like Britta really trying to help Abed figure out how to deal with this, and Abed very much not wanting to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, it just feels like what the show should do, right? Because like you could have had an episode where everyone's like celebrating and having a goodbye party, but it makes more sense for this weird ass group of people to do something weird as fuck.
And I love
Absolutely.
that they brought it fantastical too. I mean, like, there's and they introduce it so well. They kind of poke fun at the fact that they're gonna go fantastical at the very beginning when you know, Britta's like, it's really easy when stuff like this happens for us to default into the frivolity of it all. And then there's an announcement and they're like, oh, I love these. And it's like, no, you don't though. Canonically, y'all hate announcements. For every season, you hate these. And it's just a fun little, it's just really fun to be like, this is not, something is fantastically incorrect right now.
You're all working in defiance of something that we are all.
You're all already living in a fantasy. So let's actually do it.
You're working a little too hard to make the funeral like a sunny environment.
Yes.
You're working a little too hard at it. If that is something, because I think people standing around and laughing at a funeral is a perfectly like natural experience for the living, to whether or not they're talking about the deceased, like sharing in that communal space. But like being like, well, they wouldn't want us to cry. I'm like, well, people are gonna fucking cry at a funeral. Like, we can't work so hard.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Fun.
I do also think there is a fun little notion that's said in one of the lines. This is a bit of a departure, but
off the album, Putting the Days to Bed.
What?
No, they can't do that anymore.
That was just for Daddy.
I got it. Don't worry.
All right, I'm just gonna pretend everything's okay.
It's a my brother and me thing.
Okay,
that you would
why.
no longer get
you
if you
wouldn't know
started
anything
listening to them, because they no longer use that song.
Right.
Because John Roderick in the Long Winters is Bean Dad.
Yeah, Bean
Which
Dad.
is another thing you might not get.
We
Dad
talked
got
about that. We
milkshake
talked about
duct.
that a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
there is a line. There's a line that Britta says. Because she says something like, and he's going to be off for a year, maybe more. And it kind of implies we don't know if we're coming back for another season.
And we don't know if
And
Donald
we don't
will
know
be
if
joining
Donald's
us.
coming back for it. So we're kind of covering our bases of, we could come back. Maybe it's going to be taking longer than a year. We also don't know if Troy's going to come back.
Right. And he obviously, I think the door was open for him if he wanted to return. They asked him to return for the series finale, and he said no. He just said no. I don't want to do that.
Well, his career was peaking right then, and it was on Yahoo streaming, and he was probably like, this is not within where this isn't within a smart persona move for me.
Childish does not go to Yahoo Screen.
It didn't make sense. It was a backward move for him, and that wouldn't have been a smart move for him, or whatever you want to call it. If they were to do a movie at this point, now that he's released his quote last album or whatever, and he's got his own TV show, TV is back in the world that he's in. He's done the live stream Zoom reading thing that they've done. It's more within his bag, I would say, to do it.
The live stream was the first time in like 7 years that he was even willing to say like, yeah, I would do a movie. That was like the first time since he had left the show that he was ever said yes instead of no.
I mean, to be fair, he got the butt of the Chevy trauma.
He did. I'm not blaming.
No, I don't think you are either. But I'm just thinking because like as disappointing as it is to be like, damn, I wanted more Troy. You look at it and you're like, that guy went through some shit on that set. And it's totally fair for him to like, I got a dip. I've got my own fucking vibe. I am my own person. I'm bigger than this.
He's also about to do fucking Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Phoebe Waller-Bridge. So like,
they're redoing Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
It's a Amazon TV show with Donald Glover and
that's gonna be
Waller-Bridge.
The best. That's going to be the best. Oh my god!
And just everything I like.
Here's my question, because if I could get my way with this, the movie would be, would have Donald in it, right? So the question there then becomes, out of these two scenarios, which do you think is the more likely? I'm not saying that these are the only options, but out of the two scenarios I'm about to propose, which is more likely? One, Troy comes back several years later from his trip around the world. A lot of shit has gone down. He has seen some crazy stuff around the globe. The trip kept getting extended due to constant hardships on the open seas of the world. And it takes place current, and it's Troy finally getting back, getting all this fortune, and then getting the study group back together. And they all have a party now that he has millions of dollars. Or do you think it would be more likely if they filmed a movie that took place a few years in the past, so that it actually was like a 2-year trip, and he came back like a year after the conclusion of Community, the TV show? It's just they made the movie like, how many years now? 6 years later? Holy shit. Is it 6?
Yeah, we are in fact almost exactly 6 years since Community aired its last episode.
So like,
see, it's interesting because I have a hard time seeing Donald Glover doing Goofy on the level of Troy again.
But he would need to, because he's so worldly now. Troy has grown up as an individual by himself. He can come back and make Troy a totally new character as like, because the whole thing was he was like, I want you to travel the world and become a man. Boom. He gets to come back and redefine the character.
Do you think the movie works with, like, Troy coming back as a new character almost feels like more than I just want the gang back together, which is why I can't.
But how would you integrate the new characters with the old characters?
Which is why I can't envision a movie, because everyone's gotten a lot older and changed. And
I've got it. Yes, here's how it goes. Troy and Abed are the B plot, and it's Abed going, I haven't heard from Troy yet. He must be back. And Abed has a tracker inside Troy. Abed tracks Troy because he realizes that Troy has stopped moving, and he goes to see what's going on with that. And it is the whole movie is Abed trying to rekindle this relationship with someone that has gone through a bunch of changes. And we get some of that goofy Donald, but we still get new Donald. We get the best of both worlds. Simultaneously, we've got another plot going on. I couldn't care less about the other people. I just want a Troy and Abed spinoff movie. That's what I want.
Right.
Wow.
What if Troy and Abed did... Nope, never mind. That's not...
What if Troy and Abed join the Fast and Furious family?
Here's my idea for a movie.
Become
Ready?
part of the family.
Think Cheech and Chong, but Troy and Abed. That'd be a bad movie. That'd be bad. They're not.
That's a terrible movie.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you had that coming.
No, I saw it coming too.
But I like how they build a structure with this episode that they can then mine for material, certainly for the rest of this season, and in some episodes, like completely head on, like addressing the Troy is missing of it all and how that specifically affects Abed. And it's a better framework for sustainable television making than it is a send-off for the character Troy, because he is the only of our main cast that gets a proper send-off episode.
Yeah, they said fuck you, Chevy.
Yeah, they said fuck you, Chevy.
Wait, hold on. Chevy gets a whole episode. It's just
he's not
delivered by Walton Goggins.
It's about how he jerked himself off to death. But you're right. Right before this, he did get a somewhat of a send-off episode, a closing of that loop. Shirley, and part of this is just due to Shirley dropping out of the show between seasons, where there wasn't you can't send her off now.
She did a little cameo later on.
Yeah, she gets a little end tag at the end of the first episode, and then she gets a cameo basically in the series finale. But it just, this is the only time that we get to see a true community send-off episode that features one of our main actors, and it was just interesting to see how they do it.
I am thinking back. First of all, I love the way that they handled it too, because they really do kind of do that thing that we love about Community, where you do kind of have an emotional moment. There's a very real emotional connection that they really know how to tap into. You said the something of it all, and my brain immediately went to the Jeff and Annie of it all, right? Which is the whole theme that they played with through the entire time. And I realized
the atmosphere of would they, might they?
Yeah. I'm realizing that this actually...
How dare you?
This actually has one of my favorite Jeff and Annie bits, and it's super subtle. And it's when Annie grabs Jeff's binoculars and uses them, and Jeff just kind of leans and lets her do it. That, to me, I can't explain it in words, but that moment right there is exactly what their relationship is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite platonic, but it's not quite sexual. That doesn't make me go, what is this? They just kind of they cohabitate well.
They do have a rapport. Like those actors and those characters, they have a rapport. They have a dynamic. They've produced many great episodes where they do capers together.
Yeah.
They've also produced some episodes that make me want to crawl out of my skin, where they address the sexuality.
Boop, sex.
No, that makes me want to crawl into heaven because it's so good.
That scene's incredible.
I'm referring more to the couch conversation at the end of the Model UN episode, where he calls her kiddo a bunch and puts it all out there, and I'm like, I wish I was in the sea with concrete shoes. I wish I was dead.
I would like to be in the boiling lava.
I'd like to be.
Also, Come Sail Away as the send-off song.
Sun.
What is that?
Come Sail Away as the send-off song. Inspired.
It's
so good.
Beautiful. And that they couldn't. It's a perfect cap on a joke from season 1. But 2, it's very relevant to what's happening.
From season 1?
Why am I crying? Did I accidentally listen to Come Sail Away by Styx again?
Yeah.
Why did you make Troy Southern?
Because that's how Donald delivers these lines. Yeah. Styx again. Also, isn't Donald from Georgia? I think he is Southern. Atlanta?
From Atlanta.
Anyone?
Huh. Whoa, Atlanta.
Yeah,
exactly. I can't wait for another season of that shit. Holy fuck.
I need to catch up.
Yes,
haven't seen all of it.
I need to rewatch that. It was a great fucking show.
Absolutely will do.
I didn't finish the first season.
Wow.
I just
do it.
I got busy and did something else.
That's what happened to me with season 2. Yeah.
Caleb, you had a child.
You had a ute.
I mean, I didn't start it when it came out either.
The baby?
I wasn't. No, fuck off.
I started that baby.
No, I didn't start that show around a child being born.
No.
Also, starting a show around a child being born is the best time because you don't. Newborn babies. Let me get this out the door for people that have kids, and there are listeners of ours who have kids that will also agree with me.
This is certainly true.
Newborn babies are like loud boxes of meat and bones. They don't do anything.
Okay.
And if you pour a little food in them and then empty them out later when they're
When they're
mess.
done.
that's all they
Box?
do. That's all they do.
Uh-huh.
Like the thing that gets tricky is when your baby starts to be a self locomotive being
Oh, that's
and you
fucked
put
up.
it down and then you're like, oh God, where did he go?
This thing might go
That
anywhere.
shit's
Oh
fucking
no,
wild.
it ran away.
Yeah. But like the
Oh,
first
no.
4 to 5 months of a baby's life is like, I just got to move you from the swing to the bouncy chair
Put
to
you
the floor mat.
put you in baby jail for a little while.
Pick you up for yeah. You can throw them in baby jail.
And it's not even a punishment for them.
No, they love it.
No, they love
They
it.
love
No, I
jail.
love it. They love
Yeah,
it.
no, it's great. Anyway, Atlanta, check it out. I also love that this show still does not have the music budget to license Styx, so it was cheaper to pay Amy Mann to make a cover.
But still,
Right.
I think the cover fits probably
It's
better than the
beautiful.
original would have.
Yeah, and they've used Amy Mann on the show before.
It just works. It just works.
It just works.
It just works.
The damn thing just
Yeah.
works.
Restriction is quite the impetus
Some other
for
invention.
innovation. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like sometimes something having an infinite budget is actually detrimental to the creativity that
Right,
you can
yeah.
put on display. The primary example of this that everyone would be familiar with is that the end of the original Star Wars was supposed to have a space station fight and a planet fight happening simultaneously, and they couldn't afford to do that, so they turned the space station and the planet into one thing, which is called the Death Star, and it's kind of iconic. People seem to like it a lot. Anyway.
Oh, that old thing? Yeah.
Yeah, that old, this old chestnut. Well, now they've done like 6
This
times.
old chestnut.
No one cares anymore. But there was a time where
They
it was
reused
cool.
a bunch of footage that they cut out of Return of the Jedi.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they stuck it in Rogue One.
Huh.
Yeah.
The entire wing of X-wing, the entire wing of fighters in Rogue One that's Blue Company, Blue Squadron, sorry, is actual footage from the original trilogy. But they couldn't use Blue Squadron on Endor because the blue and green was too. It didn't work, so they took them out.
Whoa.
Like they couldn't green screen pilots flying over a forest planet because the blue was too close to the green they were using for their chroma key or something like that. So yeah, watch Rogue One again. A bunch of the pilots that are flying over Scarif at the end of that movie are actually the same pilots from the original trilogy because they reused a bunch of footage. It's fucking awesome.
Wow.
Anyway,
Sick as hell. Let's get to our ranking, shall we?
Why is it called Planet Wars? They never visit a star. Not one episode.
I mean,
Those are
it takes place amongst the stars.
wow. Daddy Host missed the reference this time.
It's Troy's line.
I'm dejected now.
In
So
the-
I'm just gonna sit here.
And it's Troy's line in the send tag we're about to rank, but I also know that Daddy Host is not always able to rewatch these episodes before recording.
That's fair.
Sure, yeah.
because
Or I watch them. Here's my biggest problem is like I will watch next week's episode for this podcast tomorrow.
yeah,
And then
it
I'll watch
ends.
every other episode of Community between tomorrow and next week when we record. And it just becomes a big pool of
Yeah, for whatever reason, I double
Community
featured
soup.
Community Soup. For some reason, I double featured this episode with the series finale, and it just felt right.
Mhm.
And you know what? Holds up. Good episode. Can't wait to talk about it.
yeah.
It'll be the last thing we ever do. So the ranking of this episode, questions for LeVar Burton. This one is cute.
This one's cute. It's heartwarming. It's funny. It's not super memorable though. I always
No.
forget about it.
Yeah. What's a best boy do? I saw it in the credits.
That's a great line.
That's a good one. So in the date with Secret Service territory of like cute, but not like overwhelming.
Not quite her spot 3000.
No.
Is it
Troy not
funnier
better
than
off
Slut?
to Dream Lane.
Slut.
Mhm. I like this one as a payoff for the LeVar
Yeah.
arc.
Yeah, I could put it above Slut.
Mm-hmm.
I would put it above Puppy Parade too, actually.
This is the right zone for me. Daddy Host, how you feel?
I think it's funnier than Bert and Ernie. I still don't think it's funnier than Slut.
Wow.
All right, so that's one vote beneath Slut.
I would.
So you're bottoming.
I would actually.
Is it a top? Is it a top?
Now
or a
I want
bottom?
to put it
Yeah.
below Bert and Ernie. I don't know what my brain's doing.
I'm fine with below Bert and Ernie. That works for me.
Is it above Flagpole Voicemail or?
Yeah.
Is it above How You Live In?
Yes.
Scratch it off. Throw it all away. We have to start over.
Yeah, I'm Jesus.
Well, okay, because there's a thing
Did
that
you say
happens.
I'm Jesus?
Not
Jesus.
like that. I'm ... Jesus. It was
There's
two different thoughts.
this thing that happens a lot with these
know.
end tag rankings where we only remember like one bit of it, and it's actually like not that great. But then there's just like this one singular line, like "slut," like "How You Live In." It's usually a Donald Glover line that like makes it stick out in our brains more than I think more worthy ones. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
Let's put it. Flagpole.
I say beneath Bert and Ernie,
I'm okay with
where
that.
Frank Oz and Jim Henson.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Questions for LeVar. Now this gonna be fun.
Oh, go so high up.
Is it?
All right. So number 10 is basic intergluteal numismatics,
I
the
think this one's
Abstract
better.
Bandit episode. I would be inclined to agree.
I think it's better than Modern Warfare 2. Paradigms of Human Memory.
It's the fake flashback episode. That's a tough one for me, and I love this episode. Obviously, we're talking about it
Right.
in the top 10.
But I also think it. I don't know how I feel about it compared to Paradigms of Human Memory, but I like it more than A Fistful of Paintballs.
I don't think I do.
All right, fine.
No.
Well then,
This-
so my
this
vote is
poll is-
above Modern Warfare, and I will let you two go from there.
Above Modern Warfare, so at least the new number 9,
Mhm.
in Jace's opinion. Daddy Host, you've yet to weigh in.
It's tough because like a lot of the time we go through and look at the ranking, my brain is like, which one will I go to and watch
Mhm.
more often
That's a good barometer.
unprompted,
It's a good
right?
one.
And I avoid this episode because it's so fucking sad, but that doesn't mean it's not good.
It is sad.
But how often do you think of this
Um,
episode? Because I think thinking of this episode would be that same kind of metric.
No, I do my best to not think about it, Chase.
This
That's
is so
the thing.
sad.
Because it's a huge fucking bummer, and I think it's a big shift in the. It's obviously a big shift in the show.
Right.
Um.
This is some of the last genre parody we get on the show,
Yeah.
honestly. Because by the time you get to season 6, they're like barely doing it.
Right.
It's still like pop culture conscious, but like there's only like one homage in the final
see-
season in a true sense.
Modern Warfare for me is better than this episode. I think every time
Mhm.
because there's just so much that happens in that episode that is both like new for what you were expecting out of the show at the time
Mm-hmm.
and also just fresh in terms of like what shows still do to this day.
Mhm.
And it's just packed full of really good moments that you didn't know that you wanted out of a comedy. Like Troy seeing Jeff the first time and being like, "You son of a bitch," and hugging him. Like that shit's amazing. The fucking Glee Club singing fucking covers in the trees.
Write
that
some
get people
original
like,
songs.
"Hit me with your best shot." That shit's great. I think this is number 10 for me. I do think like, this is better than the Ass Crack Bandit, but I don't think it beats Modern Warfare for me.
So one for above and one for below, which means I am the Edmonius tiebreaker.
Yes, you are the one that has to decide.
I am the decider. Are you not entertained? Because this is obviously a great episode, and often when I'm considering one episode versus Modern Warfare, I take into account how much I love Modern Warfare, but how much that episode is not a true ensemble piece because a lot of our main characters are taken out of the fray pretty early in Modern Warfare. Like Annie and Pierce and Troy especially just go out so quick in Modern Warfare. Yeah. And often I will then detriment Modern Warfare because like Fistful of Paintballs is a better ensemble piece. Everyone has more to do in that episode or something like that. And this episode honestly kind of has a similar problem of like, Jeff gets to go out well, but like Annie's taken out pretty unceremoniously. Shirley just sort of disappears. I don't even think we ever like see her hit the lava. As I love Shirley Island, but like that's not something this episode takes a moment to do.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining Yvette Nicole Brown being like, "I'm not getting on the floor. Figure it out."
I'm not getting down there. I'm going home, Britta.
I'm going home.
No, I'm going home. Can you help me out? The arc of Shirley in these genre episodes where like previously she would not want to miss her son's birthday. Now she is skipping her son's birthday to play Flores Lava to send off.
Wait, does that mean that more than one of these pastiche episodes has happened on the same day of a different year?
I think
or is it
the other one
son?
is not her son's baby. Well, she does have 3 sons. I have 3 kids. So it could be a different son. Michael, Elijah, or Ben.
Look at you. Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a mess up here.
I thought everybody would say it's a gift, and then you're basically like, it's a curse. Yeah,
my gift, my curse. Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
What?
That's the end of Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
And they say that a hero can save us.
When he's walking out of that graveyard, it gets me. It kills me. I am going to have to agree with Daddy Host. I'm going to give the edge to Modern Warfare and nominate Geothermal Escapism as our new number 10, which is also
that's still top 10.
That's still top 10. Right. But it is the number 10 as much as I love this episode. S5.
Hey, look at that. Season 5 hit the top 10.
3 times if you count what was just kicked out. Like 3 times we have ranked something.
Wow. What's the math on that? I know you've been doing math things with these.
I will be able to inform you shortly. While I am setting up math, why don't y'all talk about your pluggables?
Ah, yes, my extension cords. It's just a C major add 9. Just really extend that cord.
Get out of here.
Daddy Host, you want to
go? Yeah, sure, I can go. I don't really have anything about me that I want to shout out, but a friend of mine, and calling him a friend is a little difficult because it's been a long time since we've hung out with each other. Not because like anything happened, but like I went to college, we grew apart, whatever. But a good friend of mine from high school had a manic episode in his house on the 5th of March, and his mom called the police to have them help de-escalate. And I guess by de-escalate, they thought they should shoot him 4 times. So that's what they did. He survived. He's been in the hospital since then. But the police department did charge him with felony fucking assault for getting shot in his own house. Yeah. So the family has been released, I guess, by the police to talk about it, which is also fucked. Because this happened like March 5th. This happened 2 months ago, and they haven't been able to talk about it publicly until now. But that happened in Illinois. If you look up the hashtag Speak Out for Gregory, it should pop up. But also they're asking for people to donate money to help with legal fees and medical bills at paypal.me/Speak Out for Gregory. You can follow him on Facebook. Also by searching Speak Out for Gregory. It's fucking weird. I went through all of last year and all of the shit that happened and talked to my dad like a month and a half ago and was like, our family didn't have to deal with COVID with anybody close to us. And then like thinking for over the past 7 years of fucking police brutality, I've been very fortunate to not know anyone that's happened to. And then in the span of a month, I had an aunt die from COVID and a friend get shot by the police who were answering a mental health call. So like, it's been a fucking month, y'all. But that's my only shout out. None of the stuff that I'm doing is as important as that. So,
thank you.
Yeah,
I don't have anything to add. Just blast that hashtag. I actually just now retweeted. I'm gonna actually go ahead and pin it as well. Just a tweet that has the hashtag and also just has a few graphics that actually Caleb sent to us a day or two ago when I believe you were first like kind of finding out about this.
Yeah, last night.
Yeah.
Last night.
So I just did that. I'm gonna go ahead and pin it to my thing on the Twitter. I don't know how it fucking works. And it has some resources for donating directly, and it's got some phone numbers that you can call. Yeah, I don't have anything to add. I just want to kind of boost that up a little bit because that's super important.
Yeah.
ACAB.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's right. And I'll keep the link and the graphics refreshed on our own Twitter page as well. If you're a Twitter follower of the Greendale 3 account. Because it's horrible every time, and it's especially horrible if it hits close to home. And we want to help people where we can. And boost those voices above our own. So yeah. Let's see. To Jace, if you're still curious, currently the rankings, season 5 is number 2 in the N tags ranking. Kind of splitting that difference between 2 and 3 pretty evenly. And I actually think its chances are only going to improve as the season goes on, because there's a lot of bizarre end tags waiting for us, and it maintains the number 1 slot for episode rankings, increasing its current lead.
2 does?
Season 2. No, 5.
Oh, 5 is now.
5 is
That's
now
crazy.
because it has 3 in the top 11,
and it also has far fewer episodes,
and it only has 5 total episodes. Right now, that number is going to fluctuate as we get to some episodes.
But
later
still,
this season.
like, I mean, because when you've got so many episodes, just when you've got so many episodes in a season, and you've got a bunch that aren't all the way at the top, it's gonna just effectively, by average, it's gonna bring that number down. I'd be interested in actually, since it's not the same number set. Oh, I my math brain is like, what other ways of measuring it would be? What would it look like if if it wasn't just like the mean, but it was also the median and the mode and like, you know what I mean?
Math.
Yeah, I'm
curious.
I want
a full statistical breakdown of these definitive rankings. God,
maybe that'll be when we finish the show. We'll do a special about the rankings.
Kev just needs to build a spreadsheet in Excel.
Do an Excel spreadsheet. Take a screinshot of all of them as PDFs, and then post them all on Twitter.
And listen to the sad Dean French Excel song.
Wait, the sad Dean Excel?
If someone were to teach me Excel, it's
remember when the dean's sitting outside the study room crying because he tried to get Jeff to learn Excel?
You don't remember this at all?
It sounds like vaguely familiar. I don't know why.
Sorrowful French ditty over.
I mean, it checks out. It's totally within. Like, I see it happening, but I don't remember it.
Okay. Yep. Well, there you go. So that's where that stands. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how all of this is gonna shake out. Let's see. Stay tuned for the rest of this episode. I have an interview with the two hosts of the Bitter Jurors podcast, which is usually about Survivor, but is about Avatar. Right now, they just wrapped up Avatar: The Last Airbender. I watched 2.5 seasons of Avatar in about 2 weeks so that I could guest on the finale episode because I had never seen it before.
It's all very good.
Pretty good little show.
So good.
Azula did nothing wrong. Azula Hive rise up. And so I had them on, an A+ episode deserves A+ guests. And you can listen to them talk about this episode, and then you can go over to their podcast and hear me talk about Avatar 2 times. Both times I had never seen it before and was catching up in a binge watch to talk about it on a podcast. I'm a dedicated podcast guest. And
a podcast?
Podcast. And we'll be back next week with okay, so I know we were talking about taking these last 2 seasons a little slow. I say we double up these next 2 because they're a little light on the stuff to talk about front. Not that we don't know how to bullshit, but I think it would be...
Not that we can't fill 20 minutes of time with Star Wars and Marvel.
Yeah, but I think it would be a good time to double up, to cover episodes 6 and 7 back to back, if that works for y'all.
I'm down to clown. Let's do it.
Yeah, sure.
All right, phenomenal. And then we won't probably do that again until the finale of this season, which is a 2-part finale. So that would make sense to double that up.
How are we gonna rank a 2-parter? I don't.
Separately, like the other 2 parts.
That makes me upset.
Sorry.
Kev was like, we did this already that way.
We've done it actually 2 previous times. So
and it upset me both of those times as well.
That is fair. You can still protest.
So much you blocked it out of your memory.
I did. I forgot all about it.
Has been set. The precedent has been set. The court acknowledges. We will be back next week with a double header. But until then,
baseball.
Fuck content, make art.
Ooh.
And pop.
Pap. A doo-ba-doo-doo. A doo-ba-doo-doo. A doo-ba-doo-doo. Ba-doo-doo-doo. Ba-doo-doo-doo. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Don't. I got pretty far that time.
Yeah, you fucking did.
Bastard.
You want me to be happy
you
for
fucking
you?
dick. Piece of shit.
Bimbo trash.
Je suis ce gars, il ne veut pas apprendre Excel et je meurs car il ne veut pas apprendre Excel comme le marin qui fume cigarette sous le canal. Mais Excel ne sera pas apprise aujourd'hui, mes pensées sont françaises.
Well, I like in media res because I feel like I love being in media, just like I'm present in the media space.
Res, no res, it doesn't matter. I just love to be in media, however I can.
Well, my thing is that I love high res. Like I feel like when I'm playing video games, I'm looking for characters who are not going to take a lot of damage from magical attacks. And that's sort of where I come in on the high res to low res spectrum.
I was thinking high resolution or like resurrection.
I bet that my character would be pretty high resurrection.
Exactly. And hopefully with like an HD model, lots of polygons going on.
Absolutely. What would high resurrection entail? Because I understand the other 2 fairly well. Is that high chance of being resurrected?
Probably like a 9th level spell slot.
Oh, I see. You get 1 per day, 9th level spell slot. You got to use that wisely.
Yeah. Or like you're being resurrected onto a higher plane of existence or like a better body.
Interesting. That'd be a fun mechanic, is like you can resurrect another player, but they are like on a different level to you. So it's like absolutely useless to everyone who's still down on the other level.
It's a story progression as opposed to anything mechanically helpful.
Exactly.
Like when we learned that Cordelia was becoming a higher being, we're like, okay, that doesn't really mean anything.
I mean,
to me.
What it means is that Joss Whedon hates women, is what it actually means.
But there is a different spell in D&D called reincarnation, where you do bring back someone's spirit, but you roll on a random table to make them be a different race.
Oh.
And that has just many troubling implications that unfortunately, comic books over the years have decided to dive headfirst into over and over again with little consideration for the implications.
Well, I guess I meant like elf to dragonborn, not like white
ethnicity.
to black.
Right.
Yeah.
The D&D term of
I
race.
suppose it could happen that way.
I mean, isn't that Psylocke's whole deal?
Yeah.
Psylocke's whole deal in Claremont's Demon Bear saga, of course, 2 characters are transformed into Native Americans.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, and of course, Psylocke's whole deal, where originally it was just like her body transformed, and then some writers vastly misunderstood that and wrote some stories that they later had to retcon because none of it made any sense. So now they're 2 separate people, the white British Betsy Braddock and the Asian body Quanon that she used to occupy are now 2 complete separate beings with different identities.
I
The
hope they're
implications
dating.
of that are fucked. Everyone wants them to date. I very much wish they would kiss.
That's my thing. Like, who doesn't want to fuck their clone?
Exactly.
And then I realized I was listening to a different podcast discuss what they would do if they had a clone, and they were all straight people, and none of them even brought it up. And I was like, oh, this isn't something that they think about.
This is not a universal experience.
Right. Well, that's a great. I mean, there's literally clones in this very episode that we're discussing. That's
wow. If I was looking for a transition, now would be the time.
But you're not.
But I'm not interested because we started talking about X-Men and I need to I get it out. But this is, of course, advanced community studies, the interview portion. And I am thrilled to welcome 2 returning guests. But the first time that we're having them on together, I would like to welcome the Bitter Jurors, Sam Stanish and Derek Raining.
Hey.
We're here.
Welcome back. And are you queer? That is the question.
The answer to that question is yes.
It is. Emphatically yes. And we are here, in a sense.
In a sense. And I am used to it. So it's, this is an A-list episode. And I had to get a pair of A-list guests. I had to get folks that have been down the weekly TV recap road and have emerged on the other side. Because y'all just completed, with little help from yours truly, your coverage of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah. As of this recording, we just released our finale coverage, and it was quite a journey. And you're almost at the end of your current podcast. I mean, so in a way, closing in on the end of Community.
Yeah, we have as much Community left as there is episodes in like 1 season of Avatar. We're in that nice nestled zone, and we might kind of double up on a few of the the ones where there's less to discuss. This one though, solo episode. You gotta devote your time to geothermal escapism. You gotta put in the time.
Yeah.
So let's see. So I've had you both on separately before. But let's talk a little bit about now. Sam, I remember last time you were on, Community was not necessarily your bag, baby.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that I wouldn't say that I don't like it, but when we were first discussing this show, I actually was under the impression that I had never seen it before. Come to find out, I watched it and I said, I have seen this before. So I guess I just am generally unfamiliar with how much of the show I've seen. And then when I was thinking it through, I was like, no, I definitely tried to watch it on Yahoo Screen a couple times, and I think I've seen through the first 2 episodes of the last season, and I've never finished the show. But I wouldn't say the Community's on my bag. I feel like it's just that there were a lot of other things in its area, in its zone, that I was more engaged with.
Yeah, I believe the discussion we've had is for Community, Sam's context is like we're always talking about like the big 4 of that NBC block of Office, 30 Rock, Parks and Rec, Community. And for Sam, I think it's a number 4, right?
I would put it as the fourth. I feel like it just has the least, even though it's right up my alley and I love it. It had the least impact on myself and me.
Interesting. I think it's my number one of the four if we're ranking them. Definitely a big community head here.
Absolutely. Yeah, if we're ranking the big four of NBC Must See Thursdays, we're doing the post Scrubs era here. Community number one for me. Then probably 30 Rock number two. And then I'll go Parks and then I'll go Office. Just because there's a lot of The Office that I do not care about and do not care to see beyond a certain point, even though everyone tells me it ends very well.
It does, cosign. And I do think there are a lot of it. The Office has become sort of synonymous with a certain type of personality and like
or lack thereof
of America. Yeah. And so I think it's easy to bag on it when it's actually, there's a reason a lot of people really like it, and it is really good. And even though it might be basic, it's basic for a reason because it's a very funny show. But we're here to talk about Community, so it's fine.
It's okay. This is not an Office diss podcast. That's my next show where we just clown on I loved The Office when it was on. I just haven't gone back. And then I had several roommates in a row that loved The Office and were watching The Office all day, every day. So that theme song has now just become a thing that wakes me up in the middle of the night. It has a bad Pavlovian like response from me.
Yeah, and I don't want to go all Office Defender when it is number 3 on that list for me, and Parts 2, 30 Rock number 1. So, back to Community. This is a great episode. I just right off the bat, I felt like in the moment when I was watching it, throughout like the first 2/3 of it, I was like, this is a very Abed focused Troy's last episode, where when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, this is Troy's last episode. Thought it would be a lot more focused on him, but then they really brought it back around in the end, and like the final moments were all I really cared about of that emotional part of the episode anyway. So I think that they did a really, really great job, and especially because Abed is the most important character in Troy's character arc throughout the show, so it was very important to get how Abed was feeling about Troy's last day.
Yes, agreed. Love this episode, and I am famously a season 5 stan. It might be, I like go back and forth on whether it's my absolute favorite. It's definitely like, to me, the Holy Trinity is 1, 2, and 5 for me. And this is a fantastic episode because not only is it an Abed episode, it is also a Britta episode.
Big time.
And I love it. Feels like kind of a return to form after like Britta's kind of divergence a little into her whole stuff. Like it's kind of a course correction in a way back into like wet blanket territory for Britta, which is always fun. Love a wet blanket. I can relate fully to that.
It's an experience I relate to very strongly. Right, we're kind of pulling her back into like a basic level of competence, which we had not seen from her in a long time. That it's like, right, if she really applies herself, she can like bridge the emotional gap between two stunted nerd men that refuse to acknowledge that something is over, or she can basically win a game of The Floor is Lava across all of Greendale. A really, really strong Britta episode on top of all the Troy and Abed business that we have this season as a whole, because we went in knowing that Donald Glover was on his way out. There were two ways you could have gone with that, where you either go like all Troy, like you just get the most Troy out of these 5 episodes as you possibly can. They opt for the other route, where it's really more about sowing seeds for the characters that will remain, while still giving Troy a plenty good send-off here in these last couple episodes.
Totally, and it makes a lot of sense to do that, since like if you're just gonna pump the screen time full of Troy this into like for the first 5 episodes. Also, it feels very odd to have a 5-episode character arc and then one of the main characters leaves after 5 episodes. It's such a weird number to have happen like right at the very beginning of a season. But I did like that they did this, and like I said before, like my heart and like I was really just loving all of the final conversations he had right in a row. I think that they like nailed all of them perfectly.
Yeah, agreed. that great final scene. Obviously, the big takeaway is the callback to Why Am I Crying? Is it because I listened to Come Sail Away by Styx again? Like that's just, of course, that's a perfect encapsulation of this show's humor. That whole final sequence felt very season 1 to me, because back in season 1 they had the budget for these random licensed songs. So I mean, obviously it wasn't by Styx themselves, but
yeah, they couldn't afford the Styx version still.
No.
It's so weird to watch early Community where every episode ends with like a needle drop, and then watch like later Community where they obviously cannot afford it, or they're like, okay, we've licensed Ants Marching by Dave Matthews Band, but we have to use it every episode because it's the only song we can get, you know? So they got Amy Mann to cover it. The toast of the LA comedy scene, Amy Mann.
Why would you license music if you could just play Greendale Is Where I Belong?
Exactly.
It's the perfect song. So.
By Academy Award winning producer Ludwig Göransson, is that how you say his last name?
I think it's Göransson, but I do not pretend to be an expert on those Swedes. I don't know.
Yes. Infamous Childish Gambino collaborator, in addition to doing the score for both Community and Black Panther. Love that for him.
Absolutely. And Tenet, which I just watched over the weekend. Saw Ludwig. I thought it was like, oh, this is Hans, right? You get to the end, it's Ludwig. He swerved on you.
What a king.
Tenet does feel like a movie that they would do a Community episode spoofing if Community was still running. Like, I feel like it's a very high concept episode like this Floor is Lava thing, where they're like, we're going back in time through doing this thing that we were doing in real time in reverse.
Yes. And it's like many great Community episodes, Tenet is somehow like needlessly complex but also perfectly clear. It's this weird like balance that I do not understand how it walks, where it feels 10 times more complicated than it needs to be, but somehow it still makes sense in the end.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. That's, I think, my favorite aspect of this episode is the way in which the like character that is Greendale Community College, like, you just know, you present $50,000 to this populace, they are instantly going to become a Mad Max style society with all this like lingo that presumably it's been like 2 hours, and they're already like establishing this brand new society, which I love. And like the big line that I took away from this episode was Britta's, fine, but I'm not going to learn the new names for anything. And then even she, like, by the end of the episode is like talking about chair walkers and stuff. It's just classic Greendale. And like, they're building on, like, of course, this is how Greendale reacts. Like, we've seen this happen before. So they don't take, like, it takes like 10 seconds to establish why this is happening. It's great.
And some people might say, hey, isn't this just another paintball episode? And I would say, and what's the problem with that?
Yeah.
And your point is, like, those are great. I like when they do them. Yeah, that's something. By the time you get to Community season 5, you need so little impetus for the school to erupt into chaos, right? Like, the second episode of this season, they announced that A-minuses are made up and the school riots instantly. Like, they need or Meow Meow Beans. Later on this season, they get an app for like a day, and then they've turned into like a Logan's Run scenario.
I'm surprised there was even the need for the $50,000 reward. You would think that someone would just announce that there is a game of Floor is Lava on, winners win bragging rights, and this exact same thing would happen.
Exactly. Although I do, like, unlike the other people episodes, we do have Hickey here, who I think underrated character. I love that his son is getting gay married, and I love that Britta understands because she lived in New York.
She gets it. The flowers alone. Yeah, he's beautiful. He's perfectly suited for like a post-apocalyptic Community scenario. Like, I'm so glad we got him in this one, if we only get him in like one of these.
Right.
Yeah, he's a great action guy. Obviously, I only know him from this and Breaking Bad, so my impression of him is just like, knifing people and killing other people.
That's basically right for his whole career. Like, he has very small parts in Gremlins and Airplane. Like, he's been around, but he just aged into this perfectly grumpy face that is just like, it's the greatest gift an actor can get as they age, is to just suddenly get all these wrinkles that everything you say seems so much more dramatic now. It's beautiful.
It is. I also do want to give a shout out to Yvette Nicole Brown. Instantly, I love like the commitment that Shirley has in this episode too. Like she's talking differently, like she has the cadence of like she's running the Thunderdome. It's so fantastic. Like every time she speaks, it just cracks me up. And I love that she missed her son's birthday for this.
And I like that she cares so much about the game that she cares about her legacy in the game, where she's like, well, I don't know what I would say, but just make something cool up and tell them I said it.
She needs a cool story. What an arc for Shirley between all these genre episodes where, you know, a few seasons ago, she's like, I want nothing more than to get home to my children. But by the time we get to season 5, like she'll miss her son's birthday to be the queen of Shirley Island, you know?
With the orb. And we get a Vicky shout out like this. And
Magnitude is British.
I just this episode just reminded me how much I fucking love this show. Like everything about this. And I think the reason I like season 5 really clicks for me is because this was like very post Rick and Morty. And that's also the show I feel like starts to become, we always talk about 30 Rock as like a live action cartoon. I feel like this is when Community like becomes a live action cartoon too. And like something about these last 2 seasons feel like just more Rick and Morty, but with like actors instead of drawings.
I did see on Twitter earlier, I made the mistake of not just clicking through to a quote tweet, but also reading comments to the tweet. And wow. You retweeted that Community cartoon clip from maybe this season or next season. Yeah, and someone replied like, "What is this? LOL," like crying emoji, whatever. And then someone replied, "It's from Community. In the last 2 seasons, they really started branching out and doing different kinds of episodes like this." And people were like, "What are you talking about?" Like they did this from like the very beginning.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes you see things on that internet and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah. They used to do these really like subtle, understated Goodfellas via chicken fingers stories, but then they really branched out into G.I. Joe in the later seasons.
Yeah, when they were doing a Glee homage that was also like an Invasion of the Body Snatcher style horror spoof, it was really subtle. You had to like really pick it apart to catch those references. But then they just literally licensed G.I. Joe to do a G.I. Joe episode.
That's also the season 5 forever. If anyone takes anything away from my appearance in this episode, it's that season 5 is actually the best, and you should all agree with me.
Everyone agree.
I'll co-sign him because I don't have strong opinions.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. As perhaps season 6's greatest defender, I will allow season 5. I think the later seasons do not get their due credit on this online space, and I get it. You know, the energy changes. You get some cast members who are leaving. You lose a Donald. You lose an Yvette. You lose a Chevy, but I don't know if anybody's crying over that spilled milk. Then I get it. The vibe changes, and Yahoo especially, where they like didn't even have like set run times. They'll really let loose. But I'm glad to bring y'all on for some late season Community love, because there's a lot to love.
Definitely. I feel like that's how people are about literally any single thing ever. Like they're all people will just be like, their old albums were better, like the first season is a classic, blah blah blah. And it's like, that's literally just because you've seen it the most amount of times. Like you have had more time with it, and so you're able to rewatch it or re-listen to it more and more, so you have like a greater story with yourself with it. And so it's like, I feel the same way about The Office. Like obviously 8 and 9 are different, but like it's not like the absolute terrible thing that of the show. Like I rewatched them a couple years ago and I enjoyed them. And it's not like seasons 6 and 7 were like incredible seasons of the TV show. It's not like as soon as Michael left, like it gets entirely terrible. It's like they weren't always on the entire time. You're leading before that, but I still enjoyed them. So I'm not trying to criticize it. I'm just saying that people need to jump off the bandwagon and like form their own opinions about it.
Yeah, I think maybe part of it is also like maybe people thought like Dan was more focused on Rick and Morty, which is always a fun thing to me to think about. Like when Rick and Morty was like, "Hey, the guy who did Community's doing a cartoon. Did you hear?" Like that was this era. Not now. It's like the Szechuan sauce show or whatever. Which is just so upsetting to watch a show that is genuinely very good become whatever the fuck that is.
Well, now it's like, did you know that the creator of Rick and Morty used to have a sitcom on NBC?
Exactly. And also was on the Sarah Silverman program for a season, maybe.
Oh, the writer of Monster House used to have a sitcom on NBC? That's crazy.
The guy from Harmontown on Hulu on CISO?
Harmon Quest, where he
That's
played
what I
D&D with Thomas Middleditch. Oh my god. Harmon's up to some shit. Harmon, rewriter of several Marvel films, Dan Harmon. It's a whole deal. It's been interesting to watch the Rick and Morty behemoth kind of consume us all, but especially like Dan Harmon's whole rep. Like, I don't know, however many months ago it was, when someone resurfaced like a 10-year-old, even older than that, like a fucking 20-year-old short film Dan Harmon made that was like a parody of Dexter, where he played like a child molester, and people were like, we need to cancel Dan Harmon, creator of Rick and Morty. And I was like, well, I'm glad we're not invoking Community into this conversation, but also it is a fiction. Like, I don't know. Is it in poor taste? Absolutely. But like, it's made up. He didn't do these things.
And I'm pretty sure Dan Harmon was canceled like 2 or 3 times per season of Community, even from what I remember.
He's been canceled. Like we've done this before.
Yes,
this is way worse shit.
Yeah, we certainly don't need to dig 20 years in the past into an indie film he did. He puts it out publicly on Twitter for things that we can cancel him over. So like, there's no need.
Don't work so hard.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to take
smarter.
him down, way easier ways to do it.
Exactly.
No, it's completely messed up. Cancel Dan Harmon, I guess, is the message that you can walk away from this on. As we're almost at 30 minutes here. Ha cha cha. How does this episode rank? You don't have to give me like a number. Is this in the upper echelon for y'all as far as Community episodes are concerned?
I would put this in like the maybe in like the, if we're talking about A minuses, like an A- tier. Like I have my big ones. Obviously I remember, I believe in the last time I did talk about how Meow Meow Beans is like a top 10, top 5er for me. But this also would be pretty up there, but I don't think it would be up in that upper like Dungeons and Dragons, Modern Warfare sort of tier. It would be like this is a really fantastic episode of Community tier for me, but it's not the holy grail.
See, for me, it is easily the number 1 episode of Community I've watched since my last appearance on this podcast.
Oh,
wow.
Nice.
How many is that? How long is that list? One?
Well, it's also in last place.
That's what I thought. That's okay.
No, I really enjoy it. I'm sure I could probably think of like 5 other episodes that I would rather watch, but like for me, who isn't like super I'm not like super in depth on like what every episode of Community is and like what my feelings on it are, I was really excited about it. The action was really good and it was very emotional too, so loved it.
Yeah, let me go back and check my Tumblr when I'm 98% sure I made a gift set of my top 10 episodes of Community. So let me consult that and I'll get back to you.
Okay, absolutely. Oh, weird. I see that's been scrubbed for pornography. I don't know. Weird. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah. Not
Absolutely.
me. Not I.
No.
I think that they probably saw you hashtagged Annie's boobs and they just took it right down.
Tumblr does not honor context. Tumblr does not honor the author's original intent, and that's death of the author as promoted by Tumblr.
But to be fair, I was also hashtagging it for Annie's breasts, like not the monkey at all. It was her boobs. That I was
unfamiliar with the monkey.
Yes.
Trying to get a disgusting hashtag going.
Exactly.
Right up next to that edit of Allison Brie in the Captain America uniform that went around a lot of times.
Oh yeah, weird how they gave like Captain America a crop top in that scenario and that scenario only. I don't know how they arrived at that design decision.
How have the Russo brothers not made that happen yet?
That's
honestly,
Allison Brie. She's one of the few who's just hasn't made that transition. Like everyone else has appeared in the MCU in some capacity, and many writers and directors have been absorbed into the Marvel behemoth. But it's like it's just Joel, Allison, and Gillian that have not made that jump. And it is it related to Jeff and Annie dissing the Marvel movies in the Community series finale? Who can say? If Kevin Feige is that petty, who can say?
To me, they're probably holding out until they can get like a series regular or like a higher tier full on several movie deal where, like, of course Danny was in Winter Soldier for like 6 seconds, but then it's like, okay, well, that's his role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and he'll never be back. And like they probably want to hitch their ride to this new culture that is every single thing being the Marvel movies. Did you guys see that announcement trailer for upcoming Marvel movies that came out today? Did you look at it? Did you watch it?
I saw that it happened. I was mostly interested in that shot of Angelina Jolie holding a glowing fantasy sword in front of her face. That is what I'm really showing up to see.
Good shot. I scrubbed through to look at the release dates, but from July to December of this year, so that's 6 months, 4 Marvel movies are being released. I'm aghast. I'm agog. It's unstoppable, and I want to get off.
4 movies, and not including the 37 Disney Plus original television programs that they are also putting out, and then there's 4 next year as well, and I'm exhausted.
At least that's more spread out. Like 2020 was the first year since 2007 where no Marvel movies came out, and it was like, I know 2020 was bad, but at least no Marvel movies came out.
And even then, WandaVision was like everywhere. So it's like essentially there was still a Marvel movie being put out just like over the span of like 8 weeks or whatever. But to me, the biggest crime of the MCU is the fact that the Russo brothers, who were famously involved in Community and Arrested Development and Happy Endings, were not even remotely involved in the MCU show that is about sitcoms. Like, what the hell was that about?
Just doesn't seem. I feel like they really fumbled that ball. I feel like maybe that would have been the best use of the Russo brothers' particular skill set.
Exactly.
I think that they probably could have saved it from its own problem of becoming a Marvel Cinematic Universe piece instead of about a sitcom.
Yeah, it was weird watching Kevin Feige. I know you're listening because Community is like your favorite show. It was weird watching this very interesting show just turn into a pile of shit, like gradually over the course of 8 weeks. It was like a magic trick that Wanda herself could not have pulled off such a trick.
And I don't want to sound like I'm one of those fans I railed against earlier, but those final 2 episodes were the worst ones.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Sam, we did establish you would rail yourself, so...
That's true. I've cloned myself to give a WandaVision opinion, and so that I can finally yell at myself for all my mistakes.
Exactly.
Absolutely. We got 2 of these shows in a row that are all building up to the main character getting a nickname we already knew they had. Will that trend continue with Loki? Will the last episode of Loki be like, "You're the trickster god," and he'll be like, "What?" And yeah, can't wait.
True. I hope that he turns into Teen Loki so that more Young Avengers are in the ether.
Yeah, that's what these shows seem to mostly exist to be, right? Because there's been some Young Avengers business on both of these shows so far. Hawkeye is definitely going to have some Young Avengers business. Seems like that's what we're doing here.
I love the Young Avengers.
They're cool little guys. We'll love them.
And maybe they could have an adventure at Greendale Community College.
I mean, that'd be cool. I got watched that show.
I'm surprised we never got a baby Community episode, honestly, if we're talking about youthful versions of pre-established characters. Maybe we got a horrid glimpse of the Greendale Babies cartoon show that exists inside of Abed's head. Mm-hmm.
That was one of the few episodes, like the few standard sitcom episodes we never got. We never got an episode that took place from a supporting character's point of view. Like we never got like Leonard's story or something like that.
Like the Buffy Jonathan kind of episode. Yeah.
Exactly. And we never got like a Rashomon style story where it's like one event from every different perspective. We got stuff that was like that, like Remedial Chaos Theory, which is like kind of the same idea, but we just never got it.
Yeah. What we're trying to say is Community did not delve far enough into genre storytelling for our taste. We needed more.
Sorry, I'll never be satisfied. I am a fan on the internet, and no matter what, I will never be satisfied. I am incapable. But this has been a lovely chat. Why don't you tell the good listeners out there where they can find you and follow you and listen to your nonsense?
Well, you can find me at Reindeerix on Twitter. Maybe I just finished watching the OC kind of for the first time. So maybe now that I have like having an identity crisis of like, who am I without the OC? Maybe I'll just rewatch Community in full. So be on the lookout for that. But you can also find us, Sam and I, on Bitter Jurors, at Bitter Jurors Pod on both Twitter and Instagram. Like we said, we finished our Avatar: The Last Airbender coverage. Looking ahead, we're probably going to do book 1 Korra next, Survivor after that. Who knows? The floodgates have been open to anything. So yeah, follow us.
Yeah, thrilled about it. Kevin, thanks for having us on. You can follow me at Sam Stanish on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow my other podcast at Word on the Straights, STR8S on Instagram and Twitter, where we talk about straight culture from a gay perspective. And I mean, as far as things the culture I'm taking in right now, I just watched Cruel Summer on Freeform, which is actually really, really good. Would recommend. And I'm absolutely mainlining Wheel of Time, just blasting through those 1,000-page books.
I love it. There's never a better time to break out the phrase, okay, but I'm not learning the new words for stuff, than when you're tackling 18,000-page fantasy novels.
Literally, there are things in that book where they will sometimes they'll italicize the word he made up, and sometimes they'll capitalize it, and sometimes they'll do neither of those things, and they all mean different things, and it's just like, okay, like, guess I gotta learn what that is.
All right. That's how I feel playing a JRPG where they decide to call ice some other word. And I'm like, please just call it ice. That's what I'm going to call it in my head. I will not learn your word for this, please.
I just read a paragraph of a character describing what an elephant is because they don't have a word for what an elephant is. And I was like, oh, it's an elephant, it's an elephant, it's an elephant, it's an elephant. But they aren't calling it elephant because they don't know what that is.
Interesting. They have all these goddamn made up words, but they can't say elephant. Interesting. Maybe that's the cosmic trade-off.
We got all these, nonsense words, but we lost elephants along the way. And that's the true tragedy. Yeah, I've been on both of Sam's pods if you need a place to start. If you like me, if you're not sick of me, I talked about gambling on Word on the Straits, and I talked about The Storm and the series finale of Avatar: The Last Airbender. And it was a joy both times, as it was to have you both on. Again, an A-list episode gets A-list guests, and this has been my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
This has been a Talkback Podcast.
That was quite a show, very entertaining.
Please tell your friends about this show.
Boopy doopy doop boop sex.
Larry, I'm on DuckTales.